Hello everyone, Pazu here. Welcome back to Green Facade, the artist and the pretender. Whoa, what happened there? What do you want? Should give the Mage's diary to the mayor. Another piece of evidence here. And should give the poison to the mayor.
This looks like the poison that was made by the chemist and used on cattle. Can you compare the samples, Detective?
I will try. So move the units to prove that the substance in bottles are identical. So follow the colors. Okay, and on this side. Yep, they are identical.
Now I've got enough evidence to arrest this charlatan. Florence has paid too high a price for trusting him. But first, you should talk to Leonardo. He wants to speak to you before we go.
Alright, Leonardo.
Detective, it's time to give the mage what he deserves. But I see you found my secret room and the infinite cube. That's where I conduct my most valuable research.
Yes, your secret room is not so secret after all.
I know that Lisa and the mayor have already given you the parts that will help you get to the cube's core. Here's the last part. It will reveal not only the machine I created, but my secret as well. Come back when you've seen it all.
So, enlightenment symbol. We're heading back to your studio. Your secret room, so to speak. So we put back the Yggdrasil tree. And next panel. Education. Use the enlightenment symbol. And next one. Alchemy. 3 signs. Restore the color scheme of the alchemical circle. So follow the colors again. And this is a Philosopher's Stone. And also, mechanical heart is for the statue in the town square. Here, we got a secret. Let's head back to Leonardo now. Yeah, this is the town square. This guy is missing a heart. Mechanical heart. Come on, I need your help. His heart isn't beating. Wait, maybe I can revive him with something. With this, Philosopher's Stone.
For the crimes committed against Florence and the whole of Italy, for the damage dealt to the people of this fair city, and for the threats made to their lives, the mage will be arrested.
All I wanted was to get out from under Da Vinci's shadow. I wanted everyone to recognize me, not him. I wanted his inventions to be mine. This world is full of the unknown and the ambiguous. But there is one thing I know for sure, my apprentice. My achievements and discoveries must be used only for good.
Alright, and that is the end of Green Facade, The Artist and the Pretender. Why don't we look at Leonardo's Tales? The pictures that we found in-game. These bonus items. The moon? It's not the one. So long ago, an oyster fell in love with the moon. Every night it woke up. It gazed at the sky for hours, ignoring all else. One night, a clever crab saw the oyster open its shell, in awe of the moon as it rose in the sky. The crab approached, but the oyster was completely entranced by the moon. The crab suddenly got an idea and went looking for a small stone. When the crab returned, he shoved the small stone inside the oyster's mouth. The oyster immediately woke from its trance and tried to close its shell, but it was too late. The stone had jammed its shell open. The crab had a grand feast that night. The same fate awaits those who openly share the darkest secrets. There are many people hungry to use those secrets against you. So, the next tale. Windmill. The bow. And a man. Once there was a noble seigneur known to be a book lover. He proved to his friends that he had already lived in this world a few times before, and to make his words sound even more convincing, he even agreed with a famous saying by antique philosopher Pythagoras. But one of the friends kept making fun of the narrator by saying sarcastic remarks. Finally, the angry seigneur decided to bring the mocker to reason and claimed, "As a proof of my rightness, I recollect that as those long past time, you know nothing, was just a miller." The friend replied, "I'm not going to argue with you, and I remember at those times you, my friend, was a donkey that carried bags of wheat to my mill." Okay, next scene. It's going to be firewood, coal, and the pot. There was a faint ember lying in the ashes. It burned slowly, saving its heat. Once a bunch of firewood was tossed to the furnace, the ember came back to life, and soon a flame of fire showed up out of the firewood. Being happy about the dry firewood, the fire started burning the stagnant air. Soon the furnace was singing. Feeling that the fire is completely under its control, the fire became obstinate and impudent. It was full of arrogance and felt that the furnace is too tight for it. Stretching its flames up, the fire was going to reach the sky, but hit to the bottom of the pot. And the next tale. It's gonna be the raven, lighthouse or tower, and a walnut. Having found a nut, a crow flied up and sat on the bell tower. The crow started pecking the nut to get a tasty seed, but suddenly the nut slipped out of the crow's paw and fell into a wall crack. "Oh, wall, my savior!" cried the nut. "Don't let me die. Let me stay here. I promise to myself to live calmly the rest of my days in this small pit." The nut's appeals touched the wall and kept the nut inside, and it became a walnut. But a little later, the nut recovered from the fright and put down its roots, and soon the first sprout showed up out of the crack. After a while, the stem of a young hazel proudly grew over the bell tower. And it became a hazelnut. Most of all, the walls suffered from the roots. They spread, ruining the old brickwork. It was too late when the wall realized how cunning the nut was. The hazel kept growing with proud indifference, while the bell tower got more and more ruined. And the next tale. Ooh. So, the tongue? Are those tears? Once upon a time, there was a boy who had a bad habit of talking more than was necessary. "What a tongue!" sighed the thief one day. "It is never still, never quiet." "What are you grumbling about?" replied the tongue arrogantly. "Thief are only slaves, and your job is merely to chew whatever I decide. We have nothing in common. I shall not allow you to meddle with my affairs, so the boy went on chattering. But one day the boy allowed his tongue to tell a big lie. The teeth sprang together and bit the tongue. The boy started crying out of shame and pain. From the day onward, the tongue became timid and prudent, and thought twice before speaking. Wow. What an awesome tale. Not. And that is the whole game, minus the bonus section. Hope you guys enjoyed this Green Facade, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night, or a good morning, or a good afternoon. Bye bye.